Previously on Honkai Star Rail.
Tomorrow, my sweet child. I'll be back tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the next tomorrow. As long as you stay brave and kind, we'll meet again in that new world. It's the end of the West Wind, the Black Tide's other shore.
No, Yanis. I've come here to take on your fate. This journey promises to be a long one, with 1,000 selves to accompany me. I'll never be lonely. May the world follow the myriad paths trodden and reunite at the end of the West Wind, where flowers bloom in spring. Mother, I shall see you tomorrow.
Unwinding in a bath sounds appealing now. Would you care to join me?
Do whatever you want.
And now, the exciting continuation of Honkai Star Rail.
Lay your hands on the core flame. Drop your weapon and surrender at once.
I knew this would come.
It's opening up. Move aside and get ready.
The Holy Maiden?
Okay, what did I miss from here? Great Maiden, what prophecy have the Fate Titans shown you regarding the face of Bulsa City? The prophecy was spoken thusly. Though I have never met the gaze of 10,000 eyes, I will fight against the blades of 10,000 enemies. The gentle breeze shall be devoured by the roaring waves. The foolish king bathes himself in riches, only to purchase a life as a drifter of a conquered nation. Is that all? That is all the Titans said. What kind of joke is that? The king of Bulsa has travelled a long way for a prophecy on how to save his hometown. You saying you want to send him off with no hope? Huh, Sir Acolyte. You are just concerned that the king of Bulsa will take back the large amount of money he paid in his desperation, aren't you? Holy Maiden, watch your tongue. This is the holy land of the core flame of Yanis, not Zagreus' den of thieves. There is no need for such outrage. I have long since lost the so-called prophetic rights of the Holy Maiden. According to our agreement, I am solely responsible for listening to the word of the Titans. I've never overly pried into how it is that you manipulate these prophecies. Humph. However, on the basis of our decades-long friendship, I must give you a word of warning. Do not give people false hope under the guise of prophecy. Otherwise, fate will place the responsibility for that city's destruction on your head. If you do not wish to be torn to shreds by the countless mourning dead when you cross the River of Souls, I would implore you to act with caution. I understand what you are saying, Mortis. However, the Temple of the Three Fates cannot spread despair. You know I must act for the sake of Yanisopolis. Although the fact you still consider our former friendship, I must admit I am surprised. Work on the secret tunnel that I promised you is almost complete. If they attack soon, you will be able to escape with your children. I will cover you from the shadows. It must be soon. As you know, I am not a young man anymore. I can already see Thanatos' shadow before me. May Yanis guide your path, Codex. Do not give people false hope under the guise of prophecy. Perhaps that is something that would go beyond even me. So this whole operation was corrupt as hell. The core flame of Yanis is housed here. Though countless believers call for them, humanity's voices echo unanswered, silent and unmoving, awaiting their destined hour.
What's happening here? Lady Maiden, where's the thief who stole the core flame?
Look at what she's holding, you buffoon! She is the thief! Take your positions and ready your arms! We're taking back the core flame!
Bring it on!
What?
Come forth, loyal guards. At least do it properly. Pierce me in the chest.
What are you scheming?
This is your last chance. If anyone wants to earn a promotion and rise through the ranks, I'm right here. You all know who I am. Go ahead. However, if there's still any loyalty within you, step aside for the Holy Maiden. Otherwise, by the decree of the Holy City's Codex, anyone who dares to harm the Holy Maiden shall face execution!
Captain, what should we do? Do it. Kill her! If any of you want to get rich, then come with me. Take this traitor's head and wealth will be ours!
We can't just stand by and do nothing. Let's move, partner.
Expand your thinking. Glimpse the unknown.
How's that possible?
Because we're OP.
Could the Titan actually be on her side? That woman is the traitor!
I should go.
Let's keep up.
The path is opening up for me.
Filthy rat! You'll die for defiling the core flame!
Watch it crumble.
You little thief! Oh, Yanis! Protect me!
I will protect you, Trivios, even though it's pointless.
This big diamond! It's all yours!
Get her!
The main path is likely well guarded.
Oh. I thought I could run past.
The traitor's over
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Just as I thought.
Come on, Trivios. Let's get out of here.
There are guards here too. Don't alert them.
Okay, looks like there's more cool shit in here, including a very large chest. But I'll come back for that after I've done the story.
Long last.
Oh.
Creature of the Holy City Guards! But I'm already so close!
This should be the last fight. We have to help her get through. But I don't get it. This has been puzzling me for a while now. Who has been aiding Trebios in her escape?
We have. I've been curious about that too.
Well, history might be blurred by memories. Seeing how the whole city is hunting her down, she clearly had no allies. If she pulled it off alone, were we too involved in this process?
Trebios had been on her own since she entered the vault. But what did we truly mean to her? You'll find that answer at the end of this memory.
In that case, let's focus on the mission at hand now. Let's do this, everyone!
I mean, there is the no paradox theory of time travel, where, you know, there there is no paradox in time travel because you were actually there. And all the things that happened in the past. Okay, so this is a boss fight and I haven't even read anything, so I said, what do the starry things actually mean? Ability. Deals fire damage to locked on targets and adjacent targets and applies Aquila's mark to targets hit. That sounds bad. Okay, so it locks onto us, and if we allow it to do that, then we take a ton of damage. I don't know if there's any way to remove that mark.
Open sesame. Glimpse me now. Time to twirl!
That does allow us to at least some damage.
Be of your body and mind.
Okay, so I'm rapidly running out of skill points here, so let's do that. You can bring her back up. And it's an alt. I forgot to read. If I read your story, in the ancient era Creatura, Aquila, after forging the Dawn device, collaborated with Catholic to bring forth the legendary beast embodying the Titans. It is whispered that the meteoric eagle is a symbol of Aquila's celestial feathers that occasionally fall to the mortal realm. The Noontide Griffin and the Moonlit Pegasus. Moonlit Pegasus we've done already. And the Noontide Griffin is said to represent Aquila after opening their eyes to bestow light on the world. Okay, so we'll blast that, which will kill the birdie. And gives an achievement. Mimi! Very important, Mimi.
Allow me to purchase curiosity. Endless riddle. Nothing but a boy. Time to twirl!
Okay, so this will AoE that lot. And then we will
everything in this
ultimate it.
It's bleeding.
And this should allow us to just finish this off with the enhanced attack. Again, the herder is good.
Finally, beyond this gate awaits a boundless world. This is where my journey begins. God of passages, can you see me? I will complete the path that you started. No response after all. Yanis, may you have a good dream. I can't stay here much longer. It's time to leave.
Well, looks like this is the end of the memory.
Carefully up there holding the world.
Not yet. The question that has been puzzling you. She's about to reveal the answer.
Oh, that's pretty.
But nothing happened. What was making her or you hesitate at this moment? If she had known this flame chase journey would proceed as the Titan foretold, bringing about great suffering and fatalities, including her own, would she still have chosen to walk through the gate and start her journey?
I think the answer is already within you. And you've made your own decision.
What? You can hear us?
Not really. She can neither see nor hear us. Yet she knew that one day, someone would return to unveil this dust-covered memory.
What's in the box? I guess that's the core flame.
We can never know for sure who helped us back then. But that kindness was forever engraved in our hearts, motivating us to move forward. Time has modified this memory into a special letter, so that we do not forget our original intent. It's a letter written by Trebios of the past and sent to her future self. In this memory, It is Trebios of the future who overcomes all difficulties for her and sends her on a long journey toward the tomorrow where we are.
Yes, you'll remember it all. And then find your way back to the gate where everything began. Here, I will set sail toward the distant horizon. Here, you have traveled far on your way home. Such is the maxim that unveils Trebios' fate. You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither on the soil of foreign lands. So, if you ever feel lost, return to this place. I'll keep this memory here for you. Or for me, to embrace it again.
Worry not. The loss is something we've grown used to. Our resolve and our pledge are what Trebios will never forget. Each one of us has never failed to remember. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. The hot blood of the sacrificial lamb will not be spilled in vain, like my mother and I.
The libations poured are guaranteed to bear fruit, just as my blade-wielding right hand is not a hollow formality.
Surmount the myriad passages of Yanis, and we will once again
ride the west wind and let the wings carry us far away.
So, this is your answer?
That's right. In the name of the three fates, I stand by my answer with no regrets. Now, with or without the gods' blessing, I run towards the world's agony. If I can truly pierce through the utter darkness,
we will meet again at the end of the west wind, where flowers bloom in spring.
Lady Trebi, do you still think that everything will be fine tomorrow?
Yeah, that's what Trianne would say as well.
With all due respect, Lady Trebi, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass, that's not a lie. See you tomorrow is the greatest prophecy in the world.
Prophecy?
Listen, in every corner of this land, every heartbeat carries a prayer for that prophecy to come true. It may be that only a few heroes will bring tomorrow to the new world, but the prophecy of leading everyone to tomorrow belongs to all in Amphorius.
But not everyone has the chance to see tomorrow. How can such words be called a prophecy?
Because people believe it will come true, and they are trying hard to hold on to that belief. Even as the world teeters on the brink of collapse, everyone is pressing forward, longing to reach farther and move toward tomorrow. And that is why a holy maiden exists to lead the world toward tomorrow, and why Yanisopolis' prophecy unfolds as passages. Fate is not about the outcome, but the journey. It's not the flowers that bloom at the end of the road, but rather the paths that lead beyond the gate, where people tread toward the sea of flowers. So, Cass, if anything is troubling you, just set it aside for tomorrow. There's no difference between demigods and mortals. The troubles we encounter can only be resolved by our future selves. Reflect through the long night. Wait for the dawn as you think. Then set off at daybreak. The hesitant part of us will be left behind in the dark, while the determined side of us will know no fear. Because that's how Trivios has journeyed so far to spread the prophecy. Beckoning the morning sun and the tomorrow it promises to bring. We will now continue the journey and face our destiny. We will step over the gods' corpses and wander among humanity, and thus we shall sweep apart Amphorius's pitch-dark fog. And at the end, all will reach that silver-white shoal. That end of the journey, that new world and new tomorrow. It is a haven free from storms, cold, and heavy rains. No sorrow can linger there. We've made a promise to meet again at the end of the west wind, where flowers bloom in spring. See you tomorrow, Brienne. See you tomorrow!
Child of humanity, surely you are not waiting for the arrival of night.
Hello, Circes.
Nights do not fall upon Akama.
That's why it's futile for you to wait here.
I'm still just recovering from that last scene. It was actually really quite affecting. Just everything about this world is spiraling into doom, and the only thing that people have left is hope and the ability to look to tomorrow and say, we will still be here. Or those of us who are still here will still be here, and we'll still be fighting to, you know, for happiness, and yeah, even when we lose some along the way.
Honestly, I didn't expect the renowned Reason Titan to behave like this.
And that's all thanks to you. If your soul weren't as prickly as a hedgehog, I wouldn't have to act this way. If you were more accommodating, you wouldn't be opposing me all the time, and I could teach you more freely instead.
It was you who insisted on implanting the core flame in me. Forget it. Cut the sarcasm and just say what you need to say.
Fine, fine. All I want is to remind you, there's not much left in your soul. If you don't do something soon, I will have to take over this body.
It's nice that she warns him.
If I'm not worried, why should you be? I know what you're planning. You just want my help answering the question.
Why does life slumber?
What exactly are we? Correct?
It's good that you remember. Thus, equivalent exchange. It's only fair.
Then rest easy. The answer will soon be revealed, and you'll have to return my body shortly.
Is that true?
Certainly. I initially thought this extremely frail state would hinder me from getting my body back. But I didn't expect the answer to be right within it. That saved me a lot of trouble. I don't even need the black-robed swordmaster's ceremonial blade.
That's certainly worth celebrating.
Regrettably, I can't carry out the upcoming experiment alone.
The girl who's walking with death, is she fully prepared?
Another one of these neck to boobs angles.
Be patient, Titan. If we're always so guarded,
How can death reach us easily?
Unfortunately, on behalf of Okima, I must ask you to slow your pace.
I forgot about you. My apologies.
Same color scheme.
A child's words are always carefree. I'll just dismiss these words as nonsense from a cheeky child. Come now, conceited performer. It's time to address your relationship with that titan.
What if I refuse?
Provocation will only tip Talantan's scales further toward your demise. There's no need to go to such lengths.
Oh, monster neither human nor divine. Don't forget that you won't dare kill me. If you snuff out the core flame of reason, what else can you use to stand against the council?
Do you two mind if I cut in?
Please do.
I warned you. Do not interrupt me.
Don't you talk over her.
I just have been meaning to ask. Does death really matter?
What do you mean?
What I mean is, before I implanted the core flame into your heart, you were already a silent, cold corpse.
I'm back. Finally have a moment to catch my breath. Want to chat, Carlfishy? It's unusual to see Mem isn't with you. Let Mem rest. They've had a tiring past few days. Since they're not here, let me ask you, are you really sure you want to take on the trial of Orynyx's core flame on behalf of the Chrysos heirs? It's about time for me to level up. We've ended up at this point after all. This is probably a fate that Trailblaze can't evade. You should be extra cautious and watch out for yourself. Based on the experiences of those before you, the trial is no walk in the park. But what concerns me even more is that you'll further bind yourself to Amphorius. If you truly assume that Titan's divinity, do you believe you'll be able to lay it down again? Forget it. We'll deal with that when the time comes. No matter what happens, I'll be right there with you. Thanks, bro. Stealth smile. Oh, by the way, I got held up by two people in guard uniforms and ended up missing Trian's farewell ceremony. They said they were messengers of the Council of Elders and wanted to verify my identity. But I suspect we've been on their radar for a while, and they only made their move when you and I got separated. Their questions were quite specific, from how we arrived in Okima to our relationships with each Chrysos heir. They even asked about what we did in the market. Luckily, those pawns aren't the brightest. I managed to brush off most of their questions, so they'll probably leave us alone for a bit. Looks like dark undercurrents are roiling in Okima. Their conduct is certainly irritating. But on second thought, Aglaya also initially kept her guard up with us. It's best not to provoke either side until we know the full truth. The only thing we know for sure is that some members of the Council of Elders aren't happy with the Chrysos heirs. In the worst case scenario, we could be caught up in the internal conflicts of the Holy City. That's my favourite episode. If only we had more time to sort through the clues about the Black Tide, but now, the weather is the only lovely thing left. Let's take some more pictures. Huh, what's going on? Something wrong, Dunhung? Ah, the memory card is full. I bet March and the others are pretty worried too. Oh. March is getting more icy.
And so, this long day passed for Okima. Some people arrived, and some left forever. Just like every other day of this journey, where we, stumbling, move forward. We have long been prepared. If we are to chase the flames, then we must grow used to farewells. And yet, no one back then could foresee death. Its arrival would always be so sudden and so momentous.
Okay, who's that?
Even little Gray, coming from beyond the sky, could not escape the Reaper's two hands.
Oh shit, that's me.
What people gained and lost in that trial of death was far heavier than life itself. Just like the destiny that the prophecy revealed for Cass, at the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation.
Interlude. Whew. Okay. That's ominous as hell. Oh woo, oh woo woo woo. So next version is going to get darker, it looks like. And you know, I'm there for it. And it's been a long episode, but I'm right at the end now, so really there's not much I can do except go in and read the book. And then once we've read the book, we will be done for this version. Looks like we only have one story to add. Oh no, we have 3 stories to add. Okay. Whose visage comes into view? Let's start off with Mighty. We have Chapter 3 of Mighty, The Day the Lion Went on Campaign. None may approach that battlefield, the lone army of Kremnos, an obstacle on the flame chase journey. He ordered his troops to stand aside. This was the first meeting between hero and prince. The two men fought for 10 nights unceasingly, till the combat drew to its end. Neither was able to score a single victory, and conceded not a single defeat. None knew why this man's fate is always overshadowed by a single number decreed. Just like how none can ascertain how the flame-chasing heroes convinced this man. It was not mutual appreciation, nay, for in his memories 7 sentences were all his mother to him ever spake. Yet somehow, that leader who weaves the golden threads recounted one of the 7 with ease. There is no right or wrong in the man's heart.
The lion has its own historian, and the history of the hunt should not be held by the hunter alone.
And thus he speaks little. Others once guessed he regards the holy city as his home, for he seeks a land to belong. As the king to his people, it is the first gift to them he brings, but as per the rule with gifts, once given away, the gifter will never repossess this thing. The journey is long, yet none ever dares anger the man. Not because of his unrestrained manners, but because every meal the heroes partook were all cooked by his peerless skill. One sight serves falsehoods in the woods. He has relied on sense since young to distinguish guests and obtain gains. Yet there are always exceptions. The man's archenemy often puzzled why their food always borderline nauseating. He still recalls the day he entered the holy city, One who worships strife is bound to have rumors rife.
Even insects consume each other, and he's no less than the Mad King's kin.
It matters little, for the man always considered himself an enemy to the world. He paves the road so that one day his peers would match his anger within. Yet the prophecy turned true. None in the holy city he ever did ruin. And now, Tribius. 2 chapters. Long separation and long dreams end. You shall part with your friends, with your enemies, with others, and with yourself. The Chrysos War's clamour rises and falls, and when the children reunite, only 3 of them remain. Okay, that explains where all the other Tribbies went.
We have heard of a Chrysos heir.
The lively child says. The person tears open the barricade of the black tide, aims at the sky, wanting to contain the core flame in a sheath.
There will always be warriors like me, who believe in and are willing to protect the tomorrow they prophesize.
But the crusading Chrysos heir never returns. The greedy ones then lift the crown with sharp blades, and by power's lethality, they are one by one slain.
We remember a group of bards.
The taciturn child says. The bards compose songs for the children's prophecy, and along the corpus of the Pillar of Stone lay their footprints upon which ballads are carved.
Though we lack the might of swords and shields, we can take you to walk every part of this world.
Till many years later, when the bards all return to their subterranean eternal rest, the children sing the long, long songs, and alone they bear memories of humanity.
We miss us.
The exuberant child says. When they left their home, the passengers blew the girl apart into countless turbulent bubbles, carried to all corners of the world on the winds of destiny.
We will run towards the world's agony.
The children cheer each other up. As the years pass and the sun and moon rise and fall, the children often hear sounds of their friends shattering. Farewell, farewell, farewell. The children who still walk the earth silently hide their wrenching sobs. Upon the hills of Okama once grew golden figs as far as the eye could see. The remaining children link their hands and decide to make this beautiful city the beginning of yet another journey. The children pull on the hem of the maiden's dress.
Please, listen to the prophecy we bring.
The maiden pulls on her silken threads, weaving in her heart the children's past into strings.
Chase the core flames with me. I promise that.
The libations poured are guaranteed to bear fruit, the hot blood of the sacrificial lamb. I'm still annoyed at that. The gentle mother silently dreams and brings her child a scent from the west wind's shore. Then she quietly departs, and the only words her child hears is a prophecy of forlorn melancholy. The slumber of titans, the fragmented lullaby, the roar of the guards all merge into a torrential black tide that carries the first demigod from the past to the future. And that was the beginning of this long dream. In this tiny room, she forged 20 years of her memories with time. Sometimes the child does not understand. The gates of worlds outside the window are so numerous, yet why can we not step within? If one cannot leave the tower, what need is there to gaze into the distance via tomes? The mother smiles and does not answer, only using bedtime stories to once again gild another golden sheen of destiny to the Amphoreus of the children's dreams. Alas, the golden light of destiny cannot illuminate the shadows of power and greed. All it takes to rob the child of her only kin is a letter of dark conspiracy. The culprit thought the murder had no flaws, but was unaware that the lamb willingly stepped into the passage's dead end. Before the priest met her demise, the only thing her eyes contained was spite. Yet she leaves her final warmth and hope embroidered into these dolls, leaving them behind for her innocent love. Loneliness stakes nightmares into a child's sleep, and the child hugs those dolls tight.
At the very least, we will never leave each other, right?
Onyx softly sighs and carefully lifts the curtain of time, presenting a crystal given in libation to the brave, before the doll holding a blade. The Titan loves this child born into sorrow, but has no power to erase impending tragedy in the morrow. Only can they dispel the evening wind of the palace, giving the child solace in sweet dreams. The Titan's fading proclamation cannot pull back the string of the girl's destiny.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle.
In the holy city adorned with the falling flowers, the children recall that prophecy beside their friend that has passed away. But the girl has already passed through thousands of crossroads and continues to sail toward tomorrow. Oh, for that bright spot beyond is the end of the west wind, where flowers bloom. And finally, one more Aglaya. Curtain of Swords and Weave. A solo lyre sounds flows across the streets.
I love her. Why does your mood change faster than the clouds above?
The audience face is covered in sorrow.
Oh, how I wish she has clear eyes that are quick to anger and laughter, and dimples that crease in smiles and frowns.
For the maiden he longs for has a body of alabaster and fingers carved by scalpels. In her runs blood of gold and a heart woven from threads. She has neither eyes nor dimples, lacking even a face, for she is Aglaya's garment maker, merely a demigod serf. The gilded dressmaster, the executive of romance, how resplendent would her mansion be above the radiant, dawning clouds? Nervously, the visitor opens the doors like parting curtains at a theatre. The one with golden thread in hand is revealed standing betwixt figures of stone.
Lady Aglaya, I am Apollos' retainer, here for an outfit to take to my...
He casts sideways glances as he bows, for the garment maker he adores is flanking her mistress, silent as a leaf accompanying a flower. Slender hands, sculpted of ivory, pull up the dress's train, as if with one breath alone the maiden will be revived.
Creation of love and beauty indeed.
As the visitor thinks thus, his thoughts prickle the golden threads in the room.
If you wish to embrace such fantasies,
She declares thus on the other end of the golden thread.
You must beware of the scissors that can pierce through the chest.
In the ancient theatre, there are thousands of plays, millions of shows, where even the god of romance was once an actor. The weaver below the stage savors the show for inspiration. The ostracized poet finally returning home, the adoring lovers separated by misfortune, the hero, betrayed, fires his deadly arrow into the traitor's heart. The thread known as romance is knit by all beings, by all love and hatred, beauty and sin, memories and prophecies. All that occurs are clothing indeed. Look! The despondent servant buried his love, the dressmaster plucks it up, and into the garment maker's dress she weaves. The elegant garment makers once had beautiful faces, same as knights with swords, some as impassive priests, and put on pantomime after pantomime in the golden thread's light, till the stage shook in the storm and the black tide tainted the dancers' skirts. She wiped clean their visages and instilled armaments instead of silk.
Use the needle and thread as your sword.
She requests the servants who cannot answer. The garment makers are elegant still. They turn bloody and stained. I feel bad even doing those because I know I'm always just going to lose the last line of them. But we have lit many of the flame chasers' paths. We will go back. Memmy Mem Mem. All these stories are really, really old, but I haven't had enough of them yet. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to ask an important question. Carlfishy, how old are you? I forget. It doesn't matter. I don't really know how old I am. No way. How will I know what gift to get you? Can you just make something up? But I'm so happy that the moment I stepped into the world, I met you, Carlfishy. This way, every moment of my life will be recorded by you. If you ever write a book about me, it'll be a thick one. But what is there for us to talk about if I already know everything? But my past is a crushing weight shrouded in darkness. There's no way I could remember everything. That would make me even happier. It means there are so many moments worth treasuring that you can't keep track of them all. And we have a bunch of rewards. We don't have that yet because we haven't lit up any more Flame Chasers paths. And with that out of the way, we will say a fare thee well to the story of version 3.1. It went a hell of a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought, for some reason I thought this was going to be a short patch after the really, really long 3.0, but like, we're in like 8-9 hours of recording now. I'd have to add it up, but there's been a lot of stuff that we've gone through, and there was a little bit of drag in the middle where I was kind of not sure where we were in the story, and it felt like it was winding up, but we were basically slightly less than halfway through at that point, and then it picked up again, and the ascension of Mighty and the backstory of Tribby, and it's just kind of bringing together the themes of this place and making me feel things. So I'm going to stop recording now and go back and find all the chests that I didn't find, and do some side quests and do the Awu event, and probably cut back on the frequency of videos I put out, because now I have a full-time job again. Like, recording 3 one-hour videos a week and editing them and putting them up online is literally like an 8-hour day of work if you add it all up, which is, you know, a lot of time. So it's time that I've been able to spend, but it's time that I haven't been able to spend doing other things. Like, I haven't been making music, I haven't been reading books. So for the sake of my life balance, I'm probably going to go the 2 of these videos a week and see how that works. Probably going to involve sacrificing the replay account just a little bit so I can keep up with the new stuff, because I find making the new stuff a little bit more interesting. But chances are I have already separately talked about that, because this schedule change has already happened, because today is the Tuesday, the week after the patch landed. It's been slightly less than a week of recording these videos, and that means that I have 4 or 5 weeks until this video actually lands. So, you know, you probably know all that already. But anyway, again, thank you for continuing to join me in this journey. I know that, you know, it's weird, like, I have a very, very small audience, mostly of people who accidentally click on these things and then realize it's not for them, but I actually enjoy the process of making them enough that I'm just going to keep making them, because recording these videos forces me to engage with the story in a way that I might not have previously engaged with it, as I was like clicking through, trying to get through things and complete things and get to rewards, and you know, I think I'm just forcing myself to read the dialogue is actually quite fun. So I'm going to keep doing this, at least on the new content, just for my own amusement and the sake of filling up a hard drive somewhere in YouTube HQ with gigabytes of random videos that almost nobody is going to watch. So if you wish to continue following me on this journey, then thank you, and I will see you in 3.2.